Have you ever sat down to meditate and wondered why calm never seems to arrive? Most people come to meditation wanting calm, to melt stress away, to make the mind go blank, to summon peace on demand. If you've tried that, you already know the problem. Calm rarely arrives on command. Thoughts keep returning, feelings flare up, and the chase for instant serenity becomes another source of tension. Here's a clearer way to think about it. Meditation isn't primarily about achieving calm. It trains attention, the practical capacity to choose where your mind goes and to hold it there. When attention becomes reliable, calm follows naturally as one of its outcomes. But calm is a byproduct, not the training target. Why does this shift matter? Because chasing calm is like trying to catch smoke. You push and it slips away. Training attention is like building a muscle. You learn to notice distraction, reorient without drama, and gradually hold your focus longer. That learning changes how you respond to stress, how you work, and how present you feel in ordinary moments. In this session, I'll do 4 things. First, give you a simple map of the mental systems that shape attention. Second, explain the common beginner pattern that makes practice feel hard. Third, lead a short guided attention exercise so you can feel the mechanics in your body and mind. And fourth, offer a compact plan to fold attention training into daily life so it actually sticks. This isn't about mystical states or complicated techniques. It's about a repeatable skill you can practice in small increments, at your desk, before a meeting, in the kitchen, and see real change. Expect practical language, clear steps, and one hands-on practice you can use immediately. A brief safety note. If you have a history of severe anxiety or trauma, approach practice gently and stop if you feel overwhelmed. The exercises are short and safe for most people, but be kind to yourself. Now, settle into a comfortable posture. Sit with a gentle, upright spine or lie down if that's safer. Soften your gaze or close your eyes and take one natural breath in and out. With that breath, let go of any pressure to perform. This is training, not a test. Next, we'll map the basic systems of attention so the practice has a clear scaffold. Think of attention as a spotlight on a stage. That spotlight selects some experience to illuminate and leaves the rest in shadow. It can be steady or jittery, narrow or wide. Meditation trains the muscles that control that spotlight. When to turn it, how long to hold it, and how to move it without jerking. Practically, attention shows up in 3 capacities. First, selective focus, choosing what you prioritize. Second, sustained focus, keeping that choice present over time. Third, flexible switching, moving the spotlight smoothly when context demands. Most meditative training strengthens stability and recovery. Noticing when the spotlight has drifted and bringing it back without drama. Those 2 actions, notice and return, form the core learning loop. Now, a simple mental map from neuroscience to make this concrete. There are 3 interacting systems to keep in mind. The salience system is your brain's alert detector. It flags novelty, strong sensation, or emotional charge. A sudden sound, a pang of anxiety, an urgent thought. It's useful. It prioritizes things that might matter. But when it's hyperactive, everything feels urgent and the spotlight keeps getting yanked. The executive control system is the mental CEO. It sets goals, suppresses distractions, and sustains the chosen focus. When this system is strengthened, you can hold attention on purpose and resist the pull of random impulses. The default mode network, the DMN, is the background storyteller. It generates self-talk, memories, imaginings, and planning. The DMN is also the home of creativity and reflection, but it can flood awareness with stories that pull the spotlight away from present tasks. In inexperienced practitioners, you often see a pattern. An overactive salience detector that reacts to every rise in thought or feeling, a DMN that fills awareness with narratives, and an undertrained executive that struggles to reassert control. Meditation changes that balance by training the executive system to intervene reliably. Notice the pull, label it if useful, and reorient the spotlight to the chosen anchor. A few practical cautions. Trying to suppress thoughts amplifies them. Suppression oils the machinery of distraction. Chasing calm makes the mind more restless because you treat calm as a performance. And expecting overnight transformation sets you up for frustration. Better is a procedural attitude. Notice without drama, reorient gently, and repeat. Small, frequent practice episodes, brief anchors scattered through the day, build endurance and recovery far more effectively than irregular long sits. Finally, remember the training targets you can measure, how often you notice distraction and how quickly you return to your anchor. Those two markers are the direct feedback for the attention muscle. Keep them in mind as we move into practice. Change the brain isn't abstract. It shows up as concrete shifts in how you think, feel, and act. Here are the practical effects you can expect from regular attention training. First, improved gating. Thoughts and sensations will still arise, but they become less likely to hijack your behavior. Instead of automatically reacting, you create a brief space to choose your response. Second, faster recovery. When your attention drifts, you'll bring it back more quickly. That shorter recovery time is one of the most reliable signs that the attention muscle is strengthening. Third, longer sustained focus. You'll notice you can hold a task, a conversation, or a paragraph of text without the spotlight flicking away as often. Emotionally, practice reduces reactivity. Strong feelings still occur, but their urgency diminishes. You'll find fewer impulsive responses and more considered choices. Behaviorally, you'll see small but meaningful changes. Fewer distracted emails, deeper reading sessions, clearer problem solving, and steadier presence with others. Why does this happen? Repetition strengthens the communication between the parts of the brain that choose where to focus and the sensory or emotional centers that generate content. Imagine clearer highways between the control center and the rest of the mind. Signals travel faster and with less interference. To make progress measurable and useful, track two simple markers during short sessions. Frequency of noticing distractions. Count how many times your mind wanders during a fixed short practice. For example, a 2-minute anchor. Each notice is a data point. Fewer notices over time means improved stability. Recovery time. Time or estimate how long it takes you to return to the anchor after noticing a distraction. Faster returns indicate stronger recovery. Record one or both metrics each day. Even a single number per day creates feedback that changes behavior. Don't obsess over perfection. Small, consistent improvements matter more than occasional large gains. Practical tip: keep sessions short and frequent. Micro-practices, 2 to 5 minutes, several times a day, strengthen recovery speed. Slightly longer sits, 8 to 12 minutes, build endurance. Combine both for best results. Another practical marker: apply a quick recovery rehearsal in a real moment of disruption. A surprising email, a sudden emotion, an unexpected interruption. Pause for 2 anchored breaths before responding. If you can do this more often, that's real-world transfer of the training. Finally, expect non-linear progress. Some days feel effortless, others stubborn. The trend over weeks is what counts. More rapid returns, fewer hijackings, and a growing sense that attention is something you can shape rather than something that happens to you. Keep tracking the 2 markers and let that simple feedback guide your practice. Now we'll do the practice. This is short and focused on the mechanics. Notice, label if helpful, and return. Sit with a gentle upright spine or lie down if that's safer. Rest your hands, soften your gaze, or close your eyes. Breathe naturally. Round 1, anchor to the breath. Bring attention to the physical sensation of breathing. Feel the air at the nostrils or the rise and fall of the chest or belly. Let the breath be your anchor. When a thought appears, briefly note, thinking, or wandering, and return your attention to the breath. No judgment, noticing is the skill. Practice. 60 seconds. Silent. Round 2, anchor plus posture. Now keep the breath as your primary anchor and include the felt sense of posture. The contact of your body with the chair or floor, the weight of your hands, the support beneath you. Maintain the breath as the core. If distraction arises, label it briefly and return. Use the label as a small space between thought and reaction. Practice. 80 seconds. Silent. Round 3, open with anchor. Keep the breath as your main focus while allowing background sounds and sensations to be present. Let the environment be there without pulling you away. If an image, memory, or feeling arises, notice it as an event. See it, label it if useful, and let it pass while returning to the breath. Relax the instruction and rest for a few breaths in open awareness. No effort, just noticing whatever is present. Practice. 90 to 100 seconds. Silent. Closing the practice. Bring gentle movement to your fingers and toes. Stretch your shoulders if that feels good. When you're ready, open your eyes or lift your gaze. Take a moment to sense any change in the breath or in how easily you return to the anchor. Note briefly how often you notice distraction and how quickly you returned. Now let's turn the practice into a system you can use every day. The aim is consistency and small, repeatable reps that build endurance and faster recovery. Micro practices. Do 2 to 4 short anchors daily, 90 to 120 seconds each. Use breath, a tactile cue, or a single visual point. Keep them specific and tied to context. Morning cup of tea, before email, mid-afternoon reset, before bed. Tiny reps compound. Trigger-based pauses. Choose 2 to 3 reliable triggers. Closing your laptop, standing up from a chair, or before a meeting. When the trigger occurs, take 2 anchored breaths. Notice, label if useful, then return. This creates a pause between stimulus and reaction and trains recovery under pressure. Recovery rehearsal. When interrupted or emotionally stirred, practice a quick 2-breath pause before responding. Name the immediate reaction internally: tightness, anger, worry. Then choose a measured response. Rehearse this in low-stakes moments so it works when pressure rises. Weekly structure, simple. Daily, 2 to 4 micro-anchors, 2 minutes each. 3 times week, 1 10 to 12-minute focus sit to build endurance. 1 times week, a short reflection, note frequency of distractions and average recovery time. These data points are your progress markers. 4-week starter plan. Week 1, establish habit. 2 micro-anchors/day plus 1 8 to 10-minute session every other day. Week 2, increase density. 3 to 4 micro-anchors/day plus 1 10 to 12-minute session twice this week. Week 3, add triggers. Apply a 2-breath pause before 1 routine activity daily. Maintain longer sessions. Week 4, measure and adapt. Track noticing frequency and recovery time. Aim to reduce both by a measurable margin. Adjust session length if fatigue appears. How to track progress. Practical. A metric A, notices. Count how many times you label thinking during a fixed short session. A metric B, recovery. Estimate seconds or breaths to return to the anchor after a distraction. Keep a simple log, 1 line per day. Over weeks, you'll see trends more than perfection. Troubleshooting. If you feel stuck, shorten sessions. 10 consistent short reps beat occasional long sits. If frustration or anxiety spikes, pause practice and do grounding. 5 slow breaths with an extended exhale. Seek support if strong reactions persist. If boredom appears, treat it as material to observe, not a reason to quit. Name the boredom, return, and note the pattern. Real-world transfers. Examples. A work. Before a complex task, take 2 anchored breaths to reduce reactivity and sharpen focus. To conversation. When emotion rises, pause 2 breaths. Notice the feeling and choose your reply. The study. Start with a 1-minute anchor to prime sustained attention, then work in focus blocks. Final reflections. Don't chase calm as the primary goal. Train attention, the capacity to choose what your mind attends to and to recover when it wanders. Calm will follow when your attention is reliable. Practice kindly, track simply, and favor consistency over intensity. Each notice and return is a rep that strengthens real-world capacity. If you are a true seeker of higher wisdom and self-knowledge, subscribe to keep growing. Leave a comment, like and share with your friends. All the love, all the peace.